Put your hands behind your back. Tase his ass right now.
Courtroom proceedings are often tense, but for Judge John C. Murphy, this day became unusually intense. While attempting to manage his schedule, he suggested that Assistant Public Defender Andrew Weinstock waive his client's right to a speedy trial. Committed to his client's justice, Weinstock refused, turning what should have been a routine matter into a high-stakes standoff.
All right, what do you want to do?
What do you want to do? I'm not waiting.
As neither side could find common ground, a frustrated Judge Murphy joked that he might aim at the attorney if he could, highlighting just how tense the standoff had become.
You know, if I had a rock, I would throw it at you right now.
Judge Murphy asked Weinstock to sit down, assuring him he would handle the situation. But Weinstock refused, insisting on his right to stand and defend his client. What happened next would push the courtroom drama to a whole new level, leaving everyone stunned.
Stop pissing me off. Just sit down. I'll take care of it. I don't need your help.
No,
sit
you know
down.
what? I'm the public defender. I have a right to be here, and I have a right to stand
I said
and represent
sit
my
down.
clients.
If you want to fight, let's go out back and I'll just beat your ass.
The confrontation spilled outside the courtroom. Although cameras didn't capture the fight, the sounds of the scuffle were unmistakable. A deputy eventually stepped in and separated the two men. Judge Murphy returned to the courtroom to applause and cheers from the thoroughly entertained defendants. He paused to catch his breath before continuing the proceedings, with Weinstock unaware of just how intense things had become. Judge Murphy, a former U.S. Army colonel and Special Forces veteran, had served in multiple countries, earning the Bronze Star and 2 meritorious service medals. Despite his impressive military record, his clash with Weinstock was later deemed appalling by the Florida Supreme Court, leading to his dismissal. Just when it seemed the drama had peaked, another case entered the spotlight. Arthur Booth had once been a bright honor student in middle school, admired by many of his classmates and gifted in science and math. But his life took a sharp downward turn when he became involved with drugs, gambling, and petty crimes. His addictions to crack cocaine and gambling drove him to constantly seek quick fixes, leading to repeated run-ins with the law. Though not violent, Booth frequently turned to theft and burglary. In one notable incident in 2015, the 49-year-old was caught driving a stolen car during a robbery. Rather than stop when instructed, he led police on a chase. His charges brought him before Judge Mindy Glazer in Miami-Dade Bond Court, where his bond was set at $43,000, or a year in jail if he couldn't pay.
Mr. Booth, I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you go to Nautilus for middle school?
Oh my goodness.
Our judge recalled how she had admired him in school and wondered what had become of him since those days.
Did you go to Nautilus for middle school?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry to see you there. I always wondered what happened to you, sir.
Oh my goodness.
This is the nicest kid in middle school.
While Booth eventually managed to confront his addictions and rebuild his life, not everyone had the same chance for redemption. Michael Madison's story is far darker. Madison was an American serial killer who murdered 3 women. Abused as a child by his mother and her boyfriends, his troubled upbringing seemed to shape a life of violence. In 2013, a decomposing body was discovered in a garage he owned. Police investigations soon uncovered 2 more victims, all women. A search warrant was issued, and Madison was arrested. Initially charged with 3 counts of aggravated murder, his charges were later expanded to 14 counts. On April 4, 2016, his trial began, and on June 2, 2016, he was found guilty. Cuyahoga Common Pleas Court Judge Nancy R. McDonnell followed the jury's recommendation and sentenced him to death. During the trial, the father of one victim, 18-year-old Sherelda Terry, addressed the court. Madison smirked at him, and in a shocking reaction, Van Terry lunged over the table to attack the killer. Deputies quickly restrained him, and no charges were filed against Van Terry.
Best kid in middle school. I used to play football with him, all the kids, and look what has happened. I'm so sorry.
Oh my goodness.
2 defendants made a run for it, but they weren't expecting Judge R.W. Buzzard to give chase. The moment he saw them flee, the judge removed his robes and pursued them. They raced to the top floor, and just as Howard was about to escape through the emergency exit, Judge Buzzard grabbed him and pulled him back. Jacobson managed to get out of the building, but he was caught a few blocks away.
We're sitting there on the benches together, and he's like, I'm gonna run.
If justice had a face, these 2 defendants briefly embodied it. The video of Howard and Jacobson's daring escape attempt went viral, but their stunt came with consequences, earning them a new charge of second-degree escape.
I get like 4 blocks and then I stopped. Like I just stopped on my own. I'm like, what am I doing right now?
Jacobson, the defendant caught by the judge, saw his potential sentence skyrocket from a possible 30 days to 1 year and a day, just for second-degree escape, along with additional charges for his attempted flight. If that seems dramatic, the story of Alan McCarty Jr. is even more intense. McCarty was sentenced to 20 years in prison for threatening to kill Circuit Judge Stasha Warren, whom he blamed for his loss in a child
I don't even know why I did it. Like, I would be out of here if I wouldn't have ran.
I didn't try to escape to get out. I tried to escape to get well, and I tried to do what I could, do what I could do.
During a phone call with the police, McCarty made statements that surely caught the officer completely off guard.
Being done unconstitutionally. Y'all took my kids unrightfully. You won't allow my witnesses here.
In court, McCarty refused to remain silent. He unleashed a torrent of curses at Judge Matt Foxman, who was presiding over his case. Ignoring repeated questions, McCarty even shockingly invited the judge to perform sexual acts on him. Judge Foxman politely declined and warned McCarty he would have his mouth duct-taped if he continued. Unfazed, McCarty carried on with his verbal tirade.
Yeah, I want to report a crime that's about to happen.
What do you mean a crime that's about to happen?
Yeah, there's about to be a crime that's going to happen if my kids don't come back to me, you stupid. I got a gun pointed at your building. Where's your Judge Warren at? You gonna bring that out in handcuffs and I'm gonna execute that right in the.
Eventually, McCarty was removed from the courtroom and placed in an adjacent room with one-way glass, but even there he continued his tirade, cursing the judge, his attorney, and his wife. For his outbursts, the judge added an extra 10 days to McCarty's 20-year sentence. Next came Jacob Larson, whose courtroom behavior would prove equally dramatic. Larson appeared for violating a personal protection order. Convinced that his middle school classmate was his soulmate, he obsessively stalked her on Facebook for over a year and repeatedly visited her workplace. Even after she obtained a restraining order, Larson sent her 22 Facebook messages, defying the court's warnings to stay away.
Curses.
You threatened my life. You
Back room.
suck my. No, I'm not standing. Not resisting. I'm not resisting. I'm just not standing up. I'm not standing. I don't have to stand.
Eventually,
The judge was unconvinced and sentenced Larson to jail. Larson refused to accept the ruling, angrily accusing the judge of showing favoritism and being buddy-buddy with others involved in the case.
McCarty